There was a friend of mine named Ravi. We grew up in the same village, went to the same school, and shared the same terrifying fear of speaking English. But about 3 years ago, I started noticing something very strange about him. Every evening, I would walk past his house and see him in the backyard. He would be pacing back and forth, waving his hands and talking loudly. The strange part, there was nobody else there. He was talking to his buffalo. Sometimes I saw him in the fields explaining something to a mango tree. Other times, he was shouting at a brick wall. I honestly thought he had gone mad. I assumed the pressure of unemployment and family expectations had finally broken him. I felt pity for him. Poor Ravi, I would think he has lost his mind. You have to understand why this looked insane. We were both engineering graduates trying to crack job interviews. Our technical skills were solid. We could solve math problems all day. But the moment an HR manager asked, "Tell me about yourself" or "Explain your final year project," we froze. My approach was the normal one. I bought a dictionary, I downloaded vocabulary apps, I memorized words like meticulous, enthusiastic, and conscientious. I believed English was about collecting fancy words. But Ravi was out there talking to buffaloes. 6 months later, we both got shortlisted for an interview at a construction firm in the city. I was nervous, my shirt was too tight. I was sweating in the AC, repeating my answers in my head. I am a meticulous individual with a penchant for hard work, blah blah blah. Ravi was sitting next to me, calm, not reciting anything, just humming and looking at the ceiling. I went in first. The interviewer asked me to explain stress and strain in concrete structure. I knew the definition. I started reciting, blah blah blah. But halfway through, I forgot one word. My brain froze. I panicked, tried to recover with a fancy word, stumbled and went silent. The interviewer looked unimpressed. Then Ravi went in. I waited outside, expecting disaster. After all, he hadn't studied vocabulary, he had been talking to trees. 10 minutes passed, then 20, then 30. I heard laughter from inside. Finally, the interviewer walked Ravi out, shaking his hand. He said something I will never forget. "Ravi, you are the first candidate who made me understand the core concept. Instead of vomiting definitions, Ravi got the job. I did not. On the bus ride back, I could not control myself. "Ravi, what did you do?" "I studied for months. You were talking to your buffalo. How is your English so smooth?" Ravi smiled. "I wasn't talking to the buffalo. I was teaching him." I blinked. "Teaching a buffalo?" I was surprised. "Teaching a buffalo?" "Yes, I found a technique." Ravi said, "Yes, I found a technique by a guy named Richard Feynman. I realized that if I cannot explain my answer to a buffalo who knows nothing, then I don't truly understand it." I was stunned. But is not that too simple? Don't we need vocabulary to impress them? We are engineers. Ravi shook his head. Ravi said that is the trap. We hide behind big words. We think complexity makes us look smart. It does not. It just confuses people. This technique forces you to stop faking. If I don't understand something, I cannot explain it to a buffalo. So I must be clear. And when you are clear, he smiled. The English flows. That hit me hard. Ravi wasn't practicing grammar. He was practicing truth. Most English learners make the same mistake. We think good English means complex English. We try to sound like British professors. We try to translate complicated thoughts into complicated sentences. Our brain cannot handle the load, so we freeze. Ravi did not aim to be smart. He aimed to be simple. And that is why he succeeded. So here is my challenge to you. You don't need a speaking partner. You don't need to move abroad. You need to become slightly mad like Ravi. Lock your room tonight, stand in front of the mirror, pick a topic that scares you, your job introduction, your project explanation, or a grammar rule like tenses. Then explain it to an imaginary 5-year-old child. Your family may think you are crazy, your neighbors may think you are broken. Let them think. While they judge you, you sharpen your mind. You convert messy thoughts into clean sentences. Ravi did not go mad. He found the truth of fluency. Real intelligence is not complexity. Real intelligence is simplicity. Stop trying to be a professor, be a Feynman. Speak simply, speak clearly, and the world will listen.